Why don't we start on our back? So I'm going to bend my knees, but you can have your legs straight or knees out to the side or maybe resting against each other, whatever's comfortable for you. And I invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. Sinking the weight of your body into the ground. Feeling the back touching the earth. All the places the back body can rest. Feeling the contact of the skin on the ground. And then feeling the bones on the ground. And feeling the muscles relaxing into the support of the earth. And maybe you can even feel or imagine the organs inside the body also resting. And then feeling or imagining all the space that's inside the body. What is the relationship between your breath and that space? What do you notice when you start to deepen the breath now? What is the space that your breath is filling? And then bend the knees and rest the feet on the ground. You might move the feet a little bit further away from the sit bones. You'll see it makes it easier. If you want it to be harder, you can move it closer. We'll start with the arms crossed over the chest. And if you want this to be easier, then the arms can be in front of you. And if you want it to be harder, they can be overhead. But let's start with the arms crossed, and then you'll decide how you want to proceed from there. So we take an inhale here at the ground, and then as we exhale, we peel ourselves up, but Not all the way, just kind of 2/3 of the way. And then inhale down. And then exhale up and inhale down. And then exhale all the way up. And then slowly lower down. Let your breath be slow. And then you can adjust the arms if that was too hard or too easy. Inhaling down, exhaling up. Inhaling down. So we're really controlling the breath, letting the movement kind of dictate how the breath comes in and out. Can you do the whole lowering to the ground in one inhale, or do you take a few breaths? Just check in. So if you're just joining us, we're coordinating the movement with the breath. Inhaling down, exhaling 2/3 of the way up, inhaling down, exhaling 2/3 of the way up, inhaling down, exhaling all the way up, and then slowly lowering down. If you can, the inhale will last the whole way, but if you need more than one breath, that's fine. And then if it's too hard to have the hands crossed on the chest, then you can bring them in front of you. And if it feels a little too easy, then you can have the arms up overhead. Makes it a little harder. We'll do just 2 more. And then when you're done, straighten the legs, reach the arms overhead, stretch long and breathe deep, and see if you can feel the breath stretching your belly muscles. And then we'll cross the right foot on top of the left leg and bring the hands behind the back of the head. And again, we'll inhale when we're down on the ground, and then we'll exhale and kind of lift not just the foot, but see if you can peel the lower back off the ground and then crunch up to meet and inhale to lower. So the exhale is a 2-part movement. First the lower body lifts, then the upper body, then the inhale takes you back down. 2 more. And then we'll just clasp the hands behind the back of that left leg and flex the feet. And breathe slowly, and as you exhale, push the left foot toward the right foot. Bring the chin down toward the chest, make the neck long. Make the breath long. See if you can soften that right leg. Just let it surrender to the left leg. So our natural way to be is to meet resistance with resistance. So when that left knee pushes into the right foot, that's resistance. And the right leg is likely to respond by resisting it unless you deliberately focus on relaxing it. Just imagine that it flows with it rather than against it. And then straighten the left leg, release your arms, and keep the foot there and slowly lower the left leg. If that feels too challenging, then just return the right foot to the ground. That extra weight does make it harder to lower slowly. And once you come down, and I realize some of you may still be doing it, but once you come down, we're going to switch legs and bring the left foot on top of the right thigh above the knee. And again, clasp the hands behind the back of the head. Inhaling while we're down, exhaling, lower body, upper body crunch, inhale down. Last one. And keep the foot there, release your hands, bring them behind the back of your right thigh. Flex both feet. Inhale deep. And when you exhale, push the right foot toward the left foot. Bring the chin toward the chest. And try to relax your left leg and hip. And bring the leg straight up, release your hands down, and lower the leg slowly with control. Again, you can just return that left foot to the ground if that's better for you. And then release the leg. Shake them out. Kind of windshield wipering the feet. We'll do just one last one for the abs. So we worked this part of the abs, we worked this part of the abs, tiny bit on the lower, but we'll do more on the lower abs so that the lower back gets that protection. And we'll bring the hands under the lower back. And if you feel like you want to work harder and it's comfortable and safe for your lower back, then you don't need the hands for support. Just see what's going to work for you. We'll pull the knees into the chest. And then we'll just extend the legs out and bring them in. And coordinate it with your breath in whatever way makes sense to you. Last one. And hug the knees in. Just rock a little from side to side. Massaging the back. And then wrap the hands around the bottoms of the feet from the inside and lift the feet. Try to bring them over the knees. Again, bring the chin down to the chest and try to bring the tailbone down to the floor. Take a deep breath in. And then when you exhale, relax the backs of the shoulders toward the ground. See if you can feel the breath coming into the lower belly, into the space between where the thighs may be impeding the breath. Maybe aiming the feet for the wall behind you when you exhale. Spreading the breath wide into the shape of the body. Feel as much of your body as you can. Release the hands, wrap them around the knees, and we'll rock lengthwise on the spine and come up and balance on the sit bones. Good. And then bring the hands behind the backs of the legs and lift the feet to the height of the knees. And then if you're able, extend the arms out in front. If you want to work harder, bring the arms up overhead. If you want to work harder, straighten the legs. Lift the chest. Lift the corners of your mouth. Continue to breathe. And then slowly lower the legs down. Lift the arms up, press the thighs down, flex the feet, inhale deep, exhale, fold forward. Relaxing the hands, relaxing the head, pressing the heels out away from you. So the creases of the backs of the knees touch down. And then by pressing down into your upper legs, when you inhale, you might be able to reach longer through the spine, moving the head away from the hips. Exhaling, the belly draws in, the elbows relax down, the head drops. Glue the backs of the legs to the ground. Make your breath as long as you can and see if your body can get longer with the breath. And then on your next inhale, roll yourself up, reach the arms up. Exhale the hands to the ground behind you with the fingers pointing toward your feet. Elbows moving back toward each other. Option one is to lift your hips and bring your toes toward the floor and your head back. Option two, if that's too hard, is to bend your knees and come into an upward table. Good. And if you're in the upward plank, you still want to try to lift your tailbone. And then we'll all try to roll our shoulder blades back in toward each other. And you can breathe slow and deep here, or you can take breath of fire. It might be cold where you are, it might be nice, or if you need more energy, that's always helpful. And slowly release down. Bring the heels together, creating a square inside your legs. Pull the flesh of your buttocks back behind you. Reach up as you breathe in and fold as you breathe out. Drop the elbows, drop the head. Drop the effort. That's your best strategy for forward bends, is just to surrender to gravity. Breathing deeply in to make space and move through the tightness. And breathing slowly out to release that tension and relax the body. And let's walk the arms over to the right. And the right hand pushes into the ground a bit to sink the left hip down and back. Maybe inch the fingers of the left hand out. Notice where the breath goes. So I find that there's a
certain kind of genius that happens where the breath goes exactly where the stretch is the most challenged. That's how it is in my body, at least. So see if you feel any connection to the breath and the stretch. And then we'll take it over to the other side, pressing the left hand into the ground to send the right hip back and down. And then walking the right fingers out a little longer if you can. Breathing a little deeper if you can. Surrendering to gravity if you can. Come back to center. Walk the hands in, roll yourself up. And reach all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms down. Cross the ankles. Roll over your ankles onto hands and knees. We'll bring the hands in front of the shoulders, about a hand's length, spreading the fingers wide. And I'm going to give you a couple of options. So if you're not feeling like you want to work too hard today, then you can actually bring your hands back under your shoulders and just do a basic cat and cow. And if not, then you can do a cow on your inhale and a downward dog on your exhale. Or if you want a more vigorous practice, roll over onto the tops of your feet and come into an upward dog on the inhale, and then curl the toes and do a downward dog on the exhale. And then the last option is to inhale into plank, exhale and lower into chaturanga, hovering above the floor. Inhale into upward dog, exhale into downward dog. So just see, we're really just trying to move the spine, but everybody has their own level of strength or energy or desire in how they want to do that. So I leave that up to you. And then the next time you come into either downward dog, or if you're just doing the cat and cow, you can join us in downward dog, and we'll all hold there. Spread the fingers wide, push forward into the fingers. Feel the spine lengthening as the hips are drawn back. And drop the head down and let the chest sink below the shoulder blades. And then roll the elbows down, widening across those shoulder blades. And then repress into the index fingers and thumbs. Send the heels down. And then focus on your breath, streaming the breath through the length of the body. Relaxing down with each exhale. On your next inhale, look forward and lift the right leg up. And then exhale and step the foot up between the hands. And then lift the body. And then we'll bring the hands into a Venus lock, the thumbs interlacing and the fingers spreading open, and bring that up overhead. And then push back into your left heel and forward with your tailbone. And then pull your hands apart. Sink your hips down. And then release the right hand down onto your thigh. Turn the left palm to face the right. Reach up through the hand as you inhale. And exhale, come over to the right. And take your gaze up and to the left. Keep sinking your hips. Long breath. Slow, deep breath. Bring your gaze back to front. Lift your body up. Breathe in. And exhale. Reach out long through your heart and hook your right elbow over your left elbow. If that isn't possible for you, just take the hand. Right elbow over your left thigh. And then stack the palms. Turn your gaze up and back. Take a breath in. Lift the chest. Exhale. Press the right hand down into the left hand, trying to move the palms to the center of your heart. Come back to face front, but don't bring your hands down. Now bring your hands down. Inhale, step into plank. You can always do modified plank with your knees down. Exhale, lower with your elbows close by your side. The knees can be down if you need that. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, curl the toes. Push back, downward dog. Breathe there. Let it be a resting pose. I'm going to check the chat. Okay. Good. And then we'll inhale and lift the left leg, looking forward. Exhale, step it up between the hands, keeping the back heel off the ground in a high lunge. And then coming all the way up. And then however you crossed your thumbs last time, I'm sorry I didn't tell you to make a note of it, but you'll kind of know which way is your preferred way. Just do the other way. It should feel a little awkward. We want that. And then lift the arms, sink the hips, push the back heel back,
Bring the tailbone forward and pull the hands apart. And release the left hand onto the thigh. Turn the right hand to face left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come over to the side, taking your gaze up to where the wall meets the ceiling, to the right. Keep sinking your hips down and reaching your hand out. Breathing as much breath as you can. And then lift up. Reach up as you inhale. Reach forward through your chest. Exhaling, hooking elbow over thigh or hand if you can't do the elbow. And then one hand on top of the other. Turn your gaze up and back to the left. Inhale and extend your chest forward, lengthening your spine. Exhale, push the left hand into the right, trying to move your hands toward your heart center. Come back to face front without bringing your hands down. And then bring your hands down and step back into downward dog. Let your heart sink down, let your head relax down. And then inhale, look forward and lift your right leg up again. Exhale, step the foot up between the hands. And then this time bring your back heel onto the ground. We're gonna pinwheel ourselves up, leading with the left hand, coming all the way up and opening the arms out to the side. Now look down and see if that right knee is collapsing in over to the left. And then bring it over to the right enough so that you can see your first two toes inside your knee. And then sink low and then spiral your inner thighs toward your outer thighs. Just imagine that you're lifting your left arch and moving it toward the outer edge of that foot. And then let's bring the left hand onto the belly. Take a breath into the hand and then pull it over to the left. Sink the hips even more. Take your gaze to the right and bring the arms out. So the traditional pose has the palms facing down. I feel like it just feels better to me to have the palms up, but see what you want. Keep sinking. Really ground through the feet, and as you spiral out through those inner thighs, you might feel the tailbone automatically just tucking under you. Keep the belly rotating to the left. Good. And then straighten that right leg. Inhale. Exhale, reach forward through the arm. Relax it down. And then bring the left arm up into your triangle, gazing up at your thumb. Now, as you inhale, push into the feet
and extend the spine longer. As you exhale, drop the left ribs toward the right ribs. So on the inhale, you could think about moving your right armpit away from your right hip. So we don't want to be folding forward at all. If you do that, you'll feel like you can get closer to the ground, but you're not actually going deeper in the pose. You're going less deep in the pose because you're taking the stretch out of the pose. Unless you line your ribs over your thigh, you're not really getting the stretch the pose can offer. Good. And then we'll bend that front knee, bring both hands to the ground, take a breath in as you step back into plank. The knees can be on the ground. Exhale, elbows are by your side as you lower down, hovering or coming all the way down as you wish. And then coming into upward dog with nothing touching down but the feet, or cobra with everything up to the pubic bone touching, and then downward dog. If you're needing a child's pose, you can take that. Keeping us here in downward dog, just kind of as a resting pose. But if downward dog doesn't feel restful to you, then you can rest more deeply as you wish. And then if you're not in child's pose in downward dog, please join us there now. And then on an inhale, we'll lift the left leg up and look forward. Exhale, step the foot up between the hands and bring the back heel onto the ground. And then we'll pinwheel, leading with the right arm, coming all the way up. Good. Sink the hips down. Check that left knee for the first two toes inside the knee. And then bring the right hand onto the belly. Take a breath into the hand. And then exhale and pull the belly over to the right. Feel your whole ribs and torso shift, but don't let that pull your knee in. You want to keep the knee moving to the left. Good. And then turn your gaze to the left. Take your arms out, shoulder height. And sink down. Feel those inner thighs away from each other. And then straighten the front leg, take a breath in, reach out through that left arm, feel that whole left side of the body staying long as you release the hand down and bring the right arm up. Take your gaze up to your upraised thumb. And then as you inhale, see if you can lengthen that left side. And then as you exhale, drop the right side down to the left side. And then bend the front knee. Bring the hands to the ground. Step back into downward dog. Let the chest drop, the head hang, the breath deepen. And then walk your feet up to your hands with soft knees and a tucked chin. Roll yourself up. Reaching the arms up, inhale. Exhaling the arms down. And just letting the arms rest, letting the eyes close if that's comfortable. Feeling the feet on the ground. Feeling the breath. And we'll come into a standing twist. I'm going to give you some options. So we start by sinking the left foot into the ground. And then option one is to just pull the right knee up and cross the hand over. And option two is to bring the hand all the way to the foot if you're able to straighten the leg doing that. So whichever option you're in, keep your gaze fixed. It's going to move, but start it somewhere to steady you. Lift up tall through your heart. And then slowly rotate your eyes, your ribs, and your belly all the way over to the right. See if you can see your right thumb, maybe just out of the corner of your eye. Continue to breathe. And every exhale, twist a little deeper. Come back around to the front. Release down. Stand with your eyes closed. Your breath slow and steady. Feeling your feet. And then shift weight into the right foot. And again, either lifting the left knee and taking the hand across, or taking the hand all the way to the foot. So I have my hand on the outside of the foot. You might just find it easier to grab your big toe, see what's going to work for you. And then that left arm comes out to the side. Start with your eyes on one spot and then draw an imaginary line from there across over to the left. Breathing deeply and exhaling and turning. Come back around to the front. Release down. Just stand for a moment with your eyes closed. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chin, the eyes, the chest. Exhale, drop the head, lift the navel. And one more time. And then bend the knees. Lower your buttocks down to the ground. Your hands can be in front of you, on your chest or above you. And we'll lower slowly to the ground. And with the knees bent, you can lift your hips a little to tuck your tailbone under and lengthen your spine. And then release the legs and shake them out. If you're working with an eye pillow, place it on your eyes. And then we'll just let the arms rest out away from the body with the palms up. And close the eyes. Breathing in through the nose. And out through the mouth, releasing the body into the ground. And in through the nose. Out through the mouth, releasing the jaw so the teeth separate and the lips part. And one more in breath through the nose. And out through the mouth, releasing the activity of the mind. And then releasing the breath. Allowing the breath to just happen. Nothing to do. But let the mind stay centered and focused. Just gently, maybe focused is not the right word. Just resting the mind in the feel of the breath. Can you gather your attention in a way that lands in the breath but still feels relaxed? Can you let your body relax more into the support of the earth? Body relaxed, breath effortless and relaxed. Mind resting on the breath and relaxed. And if the mind acts up and goes somewhere else, that's okay. Just invite it back. Even more relaxed. Letting go. Letting go. Letting go.
Breathe into your heart, the fingers and the toes. Reach the arms overhead, take a deep breath, stretch long. And hug the knees into the chest, rocking side to side, letting the ground massage your back a bit. And then come center, bring the soles of the feet together, the palms together, rub hand to hand and foot to foot, bringing energy back into the body. And then roll over onto your side and rest your head on your underside arm. Rest your body on the ground. Rest your mind in whatever is here in this moment. Maybe taking in the benefits of your practice with appreciation to yourself, for showing up, putting in the effort, and surrendering to the ease. And then slowly make your way up to sitting. Your head will come up last. Sit bones sinking down, spine lifting tall. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale the hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. And let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste. Thank you.